Okay. We got Cincinnati Bengals head coach Zac Taylor. His ass might be on the chopping block too. Him and Kevin Stefanski might be in the unemployment line together. He did not hold back on Shedeur Sanders. He kept it real and gave his honest take on Shedeur Sanders as a quarterback and his talent and all of that. Let's get into it. Welcome to Keep the Vision. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, share the channel, hit that bell notification, and hype the video as well. Let's get into what Zac Taylor had to say about one Shedeur Sanders.
Surreal to be at the last week of the season.
Just focus on the game. Just doing everything we can to find a way to win.
Is it challenging at all to make sure everyone's locked in on that and not thinking?
I haven't found that at all. It's been great energy from our guys. Helpful that we've won the last two. I think to keep the energy up at this point of the year, but everybody's been great.
Do you think there's value in winning these games to show the front office, hey, this offseason, if we make a couple of moves, we can be right back where we were?
We're not showing anybody. We're all in this thing together, so I don't think there's any need to show anybody anything.
If there's any moves to be made, it might be your ass.
Weeks ago about how you evaluate all the quarterbacks in the draft. When you guys have looked at Shedeur Sanders, what stood out to you as something that impressed you about him, and from what you've seen on film, getting ready from this Sunday?
Well, I think he elevated a program. He certainly helped bring a lot of eyes to Colorado because they did some great things when he was there. And I'm never going to call myself a Colorado fan, and I was watching their games, as a Nebraska guy. So, I thought that he did a great job, in collaboration with a lot of other people that really did a great job at Colorado. And so then for him to come in the league and as a rookie have success, I think is really impressive. And so again, we've got a tough task in front of us, and he's done a really good job, and he's got confidence. He's obviously got a lot of reps under his belt now, and he's made a lot of plays for these guys.
Hey, salute Zac Taylor. You good in my book. You kept it real. He definitely changed Colorado around. They won one goddamn game before he got there, and then all of a sudden they went 4, then they went 8. They in bowl games. They're relevant. They're the most watched team in the country. Yeah, Travis Hunter, Heisman, like Jimmy Horn. He got all of his receivers to the NFL. Jimmy Horn, NFL. Will Shepard, NFL. LeJontay Wester, NFL. Boy with the dreads that got picked up by the Arizona Cardinals, that he was there the first year when Xavier Weaver, NFL. Shedeur Sanders got all of his receivers to the NFL. What are we talking about here? Salute to Zac Taylor for keeping it real, man.
There's only so much you're kind of looking at guys, in day 3. Was there any surprise in that room when a guy like Shedeur fell as far as he did, especially to a division rival, knowing that you're probably going to face him at some point?
I don't really have a great response to that.
How do you view Bear and Demetrius entering 2026, now 10, 15 starts into their individual careers?
Hey, Zac Taylor knows it was BS the how Shedeur fell to the 5th round. He knows it was bullshit. He knows it. Man, hey, he just couldn't say it. He just couldn't say it. He trying to keep a job. It was a bunch of collusion going on. He just trying to keep a job.
Just finish this season strong, and just keep making progress like they have been over the course of the season. So that's really the focus right now is one more great work today, and then we'll focus on tomorrow and make sure that we just finish the season the right way. And then next spring we'll evaluate all that stuff that needs to be evaluated.
Quietly, special teams has been one of the top ranked in the league.
Yeah.
What has caught your eye about that?
Well, I've really, I agree with that all season. I've really felt that the last couple of weeks, especially. That's been really strong just on kickoff coverage. In general, you're seeing every team in the league right now is there's a kickoff that's getting to the 40 occasionally. That's just the way it's going right now. But I feel like they've done a really good job limiting the field position. I think punting, we've gotten several punts now down inside the 5 over the last couple of weeks. Our coverage units have been really strong. We've gotten good returns. Obviously, Darren and Ben do an outstanding job of getting everybody organized, and our guys are totally bought in. And it's given us an advantage. And I really feel like we've had an advantage in special teams, and that's a credit to Darren and Ben and everybody that's been a part of that unit.
Seems survived some injuries to, Shaka, PJ, guys who were, who were key guys. This kind of survived that.
Yeah, and I think we've had, guys that maybe were on the practice squad for us that have stepped up as well. And again, I really think Darren does a great job of getting everybody ready because he's been a part of this a long time and he knows how it works, especially as you get later in the year and you're going to have to utilize different people. And so he's done a good job putting them in the right spot and getting the most out of them.
When you know you're going to take growing pains and you're building towards something, at the end of the season, what are you hoping that looks like? That process, what does that process look like at the end of the season? What are you hoping that looks like?
That's helping us win games. That's the biggest thing for me.
When you're looking at assessing the growth of some of those guys through those growing pains, what are you hoping you see from them at the end of the year versus when they were, put in their roles early?
That they just made continued improvement throughout every single week.
You feel like you've seen that a lot from the young guys that you played this year?
Absolutely. Yep.
Over the last 2 weeks, you've gotten a chance to look at your second team, for lack of a better word.
Yeah.
What do you thought? What was your evaluation of kind of those units?
Well, it can be tough circumstances because oftentimes the offense goes out there, we're trying to run the ball. And so you're trying to get first downs without throwing it, and that can be a challenge because they know you're doing that. So their backs are against the wall a little bit. So it can be a tough evaluation. You're evaluating the technique and our targeting and all that kind of stuff. Defensively, obviously the ball's in the air a lot, so we're having to defend a lot of plays, typically on the ball, 2-minute stuff that they haven't really worked since training camp. So we want stops. We don't want to give up the late fourth quarter touchdowns like we have the last 2 weeks. So we still have a high standard there. Offensively, we still want to put points on the board. All the while, though, you're getting an opportunity just to see guys go out there and compete and communicate and utilize the technique that's being taught to them and the communication skills. And we want to not allow points and create a turnover and go get some points on the board on offense as well.
How'd you evaluate Joe Flacco's run and dive?
It was good. He did everything he needed to get done, to get the job done. And that's all we needed on that play is get the first down and keep the sticks moving. And so as a fellow 40-year-old man, it's impressive. I can't do that.
With the calendar year coming to a close, what's your New Year's resolution?
To beat Cleveland.
Keyshawn Williams has been here for 2 weeks. He's had a big return in each game. He got a game ball last week. Has he done enough in a couple of weeks to be a guy that you want to, try to develop going forward?
Well, I think he's great in the role that he's been for us this season, especially with Charlie being out these last couple of weeks. And so, again, he's got great energy to him, like having him around. He's picked things up pretty quickly. The jet sweep I called to him in the Miami game was a spur of the moment. Let's give it to Keyshawn. And it wasn't until after the play I realized he might not know the word that we were saying in the huddle to give him the ball. And so I'd love to hear a mic'd up dialogue between him and Flacco of that communication. But I think he had done an excellent job. Speaks to him of studying the playbook and had seen it and got himself aware of it, and Troy or whoever had helped him. And so he's picked it up pretty quickly, and it's been fun to watch him make some plays. We'll see. I think with him and Osai, we'll keep letting tomorrow and Friday play out and see where it ends up.
Given what the offense has gone through this year.
All right, man. Y'all heard Zac Taylor, man. Look, he saluted Shedeur's talent. He couldn't even really go off on the NFL how he wanted to. He know that was some trash, him falling down to the 5th round, man. Zac Taylor, man, you all right with me, man. You are all right with KTV. Get down in the comments and let me know what y'all think. This Keep the Vision. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and share the channel.